Hi, I'm DeDe, here with 30 minutes of yoga. In this session, we'll focus on self-care by doing some self-massage using a tennis ball or a massage ball, as well as some gentle stretching and some targeted relaxation too. So here's what you'll need. It's kind of a long list for this session. A yoga mat, because you'll be lying on the ground. If you're on carpet, you might be okay without the yoga mat. You're going to need 2 yoga bolsters, or I'm using 2 cushions from my couch. You could do that too. Or any 2 large cushions from anywhere. You could also substitute 2 folded blankets, fold them up into about that shape. You might need a towel as well, so grab one of those. You'll need some water to sip on. You'll need your tennis ball, your massage ball. You could even use a dog ball as long as it's around the size of a tennis ball and it's compressible. It's malleable and somewhat soft, so it changes shape when you squeeze it. Make sure it's not a hard ball. Plenty of room around you, and of course you'll need to only stretch and massage to the degree that feels right for you. We want this to be therapeutic self-care, not torture, right? So we're going to come down now into a seated position. I'm going to sit on one of my large cushions with my legs folded. You could do that too. Set aside everything. Let's just come into a comfortable seated position. Sit up tall and straight. We're just going to center ourselves with some deep breathing before we carry on. Close your eyes. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Breathe in and out through your nose. Deep breaths that help to fill out your torso fully on the inhalation. And as you exhalation, just exhale completely, letting all the air leave your body through your nose. And then let your eyes open. Now, if you're sitting as I am with your legs folded, go ahead and fold your legs the other way so you get a little equal time on both sides, if that's comfortable for you. And then on your next inhale, bring your arms back and feel the stretch in your chest. And then exhale, bring your hands together and press, activating your chest muscles. So activate your back muscles here by drawing back and then squeezing your hands together to activate your chest. One more. Now this becomes a twist, so inhale and take both of your hands over to the right for your exhale. Inhale. To the left for your exhale. You breathe at your pace. One thing I love about deep breathing, just one of the many things, is that it actually requires us to breathe less. So a deep breath means fewer breaths per minute. It's very calming. Your nervous system is not working as hard. Your stress hormones are fewer. Let's do one more. Now we're doing a side bend. So take your arms out and inhale, one hand down, fist or fingertips or palm as you exhale. Let's go back and forth. You may find that sitting up on a big cushion or blanket or whatever you're sitting on, like this, is helpful in that it allows you to sit up straighter with less muscle activation, just a little more ease in your upright posture. That's always good, right? All right, last one over here. And then release that and roll your shoulders around. Now we're going to move into a movement that does not require us to sit up on something. So if you were, as I was, sitting up on something, go ahead and take that something away and just sit with your legs apart and your knees bent like this. Sit up straight and tall. And then inhale, and on the exhale, your knees go to one side, make sure your feet are apart, and you take your hands around behind you. So you exhale completely there, which you should find the twist helps you with that. Inhale back to center, and then we'll exhale around the other way and wring the exhale out of your lungs. Let's keep going back and forth. So I'm showing you here up on my fingertips, but you can be on your fists, even on a yoga block. We have 2 more now. All right, and then we're coming back to center. Now, feel free to sit back up on your cushion or blanket. And then I want you to grab your tennis ball, your dog ball, or your massage ball. And if you're not using any of those things, you can just use your fingers here. So you'll take the ball into your left hand and you'll apply it here just under your right collarbone. And then we'll start to massage by rolling it around. So if it is a dog ball, maybe you want to wipe it off with a disinfecting wipe before you put it on your body. Maybe not. If you have a close relationship with your dog, maybe not. It's all good. We bond with our pets, so maybe having their ball against your skin doesn't matter. Their dog ball. So this is hand rolling. So we're actually rolling the ball around this tissue. Don't go too low. Don't go too far in toward your sternum. Don't go up past your collarbone, but use this kind of triangular shape of tissue here as your target. If you need more compression or more penetration into the tissue, you can add your other hand on top of your first hand. So if it feels painful, you're pushing too hard. Just know that. So don't push too hard. Some other things that we can do, since we're rolling out the right side, if you move your right arm around, that's going to change the tension in the tissue here. So you can play around with that a little bit. And then something else, you can fill your lungs, and that's going to create a certain amount of resistance to the massage. And then as you empty your lungs, you should feel like it's a little softer in that area. So you can play with your breath too. All right, let's switch over now. So we have everything in our right hand, then we're going to the left side of our chest. If you're just using your fingers, you can sort of do that and just use that pointy surface of your fingers and thumb together. Otherwise, using the ball, and if you need a second hand there, use your second hand as well. So something that really keeps us from having great posture is this, tightness in our chest tissue. See how it pulls everything forward, including my head and my shoulders? So if we can keep this area supple, we can help have better posture. and we all need to have better posture. It's important for balance, for fall prevention, for breathing, for functionality of our shoulders and our neck. It's important. And it looks better too. It feels better as well. So this is the most effort that we're going to put forth with our massaging in this session. The rest of the massaging is going to be done just using our body weight. We don't have to use our arms quite so much for the rest of the session. So hang in there. If your arms are getting tired, they're also getting stronger and developing more muscular endurance. But we'll be done here in just a moment. Then we'll move on to our shoulder area. Let's stop. Just relax your arms for a moment. Take a deep breath into your chest. Hopefully you feel like there's more elasticity in the tissue there now. Hopefully. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's profound, but sometimes it's subtle. Now I'm going to set us up for what we're going to do next. We're going to roll out right here above our shoulder blade on the left side. So see how I'm up above my shoulder blade? I'm not down here on my shoulder blade. I'm here in this meaty chunk of tissue. So you may need your towel, your folded towel, as a pillow, in which case you will put your head on the pillow, but you'll put the massage ball underneath your upper left shoulder area. And then you'll lie down as I am with your knees bent. So just one more peek where this goes, right here. So you'll tuck it under, and you can use your opposite hand or your same side hand, whatever feels good. And then, if it's really painful, then you need to lean away from the ball a little bit. That would be leaning to the right a little bit. But if you're okay with it, just stay here and just wiggle your shoulder around. So it's like you're shrugging your shoulder on the left side. And then you can lean your torso back and forth to the left, to the right, if that's not too painful. Remember, you're monitoring it to make sure it's not too painful. And then if it feels okay with you, you can hold still and just start to move your arm around, your left arm. And then we'll move the ball to a slightly different location, same neighborhood, just a different house maybe. You can think of it that way. Maybe the next door neighbor's house to where you started. Then you apply all those same techniques and you keep breathing. By the way, if your hair is long enough to get caught in what you're doing, you have to keep it up and out of the way because we don't need to cause any trauma to our scalp, right? All right, now we move to the house on the other side of the house where we started. Same neighborhood, slightly different house. All right, now let's take away the ball and then we'll put it onto the other side, our right side now. And then see how it feels. Does it feel okay? Is it too painful? Do you need to lean away from the ball a little bit to get some body weight off of it? If not, keep your body weight right on it. And then you can start to wiggle your shoulder around, just kind of check in with how it feels. And if it's okay, then you can start to move your arm around. Now just notice, how does this side feel compared to the other side? Are they different? They probably are. We have a dominant side, and sometimes our non-dominant side is more sore for some reason. Now change the position of the ball so you're in the house next door. So even though we're doing this massage ourselves, you may notice that you have the same relaxation qualities that are happening that happen when you get a professional massage. You know how you get a little bit more relaxed on the table, even if it's uncomfortable because you're sore, you still have an overall sense of relaxation and calm. Hopefully you're noticing that here as well. All right, and then move to a different house that's right in the same row as the house where you started, just maybe 2 houses over. Stay on the soft tissue. Don't get on any bony structure, so don't be on your spine, don't be on your shoulder blade, and don't be too far out toward the outer portion of your upper back. And then let's stop. So just hold on to the ball for a moment and just rest with your head in the center. So if you've been turning your head a little bit, just bring it to the center for a moment and breathe. So hopefully you feel like there's less tension in your neck, your upper back, and your shoulders now. We're going to do a stretch for this shortly, but before we sit up, we're going to take the ball, lift up our pelvis so our knees are bent, and place the ball underneath your left hip, right in your back pocket area, and then start to move your hips around a little bit. So you can separate your feet, you can turn your toes out, whatever feels good. So just to be sure, the ball is underneath your back pocket area, you're lowering some of your body weight onto it, and then you're rolling around. Now the same guidelines apply here. If it's painful, then you're pushing too aggressively, so you can lift your pelvis a little bit, or you can move the ball a little bit. You don't have to stay in one place the whole time. So we're rolling out a muscle group here called our gluteals, or our glutes. So the glute area is a fairly sizable area on our body relative to the size of your tennis ball or massage ball. So you have to keep things moving around. Periodically pick yourself up and move the ball around so you cover the whole area in the couple minutes that we're going to be here. Hopefully you're feeling even more relaxed now. So besides moving your hips, you can also move your left leg since we're under our left hip. You can drop your knee out to the side and bring it up. You can even straighten your left leg out, but that's going to create a little bit more compression or penetration into the tissue, so be careful that you're not providing too much of that. So if you feel any nerve pain while you're here, make sure that you move immediately off of that spot because we don't want to irritate any nerves. We just want to relax some of our connective tissue. right, now let's take the ball and place it underneath our right back pocket area, or whichever hip you haven't done yet. And then we'll start to move our hips around. You can move your knee around. Sometimes you'll find a very tender spot, and if you do, you can still address that spot. Just be more gentle. The more tender a spot is, the more gently you want to address it. Even though your inclination may be to really kind of hammer that area if it's tender, do the opposite. Be a little more gentle with that area. All right, now let's stop. We'll turn over onto our side, and then we'll use our hands to press ourselves up. Now we're going to come back to a sitting position for just a moment. So you may want to sit on your folded towel, or again, sit up on one of your big cushions or your folded blanket. You can put your massage ball off to the side now. So let's sit tall and straight, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then we'll drop our ear to our shoulder on one side. So think about the ear coming down, or you can think about this ear coming up. Keep your opposite shoulder down. And then we'll come up and we'll tilt the other way. Now, if you've ever gotten a massage, chances are at the end of the massage therapist hands you some water to drink. And there's a reason for that, because if you're dehydrated and you get a massage and you don't hydrate, you'll feel much more sore the following day, or maybe even later that same day. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you hydrate yourself. In fact, we can do that right now. Bring your head up, swivel your head to one side, swivel your head to the other side. Hopefully you feel like you have more freedom in your neck. So let's hydrate right now. Grab your water. Take sips of it now. Take some sips of it after we're done. It's important that you're hydrated all the time, but especially when you're doing some massage. So now we're going to get into our relaxation restorative position. So we'll start this way. This folded blanket or cushion or yoga bolster goes this way, and then you go here with your big towel back there. That's going to be your pillow. And then your second item that you're using is going to go sideways. And then your hips are right in between the two. Okay, so get set up like this. Now we're starting out with the soles of our feet together and our knees out to the side. And then we're going to create a little bit of back bend here when we lean back over this cushion. Now your pillow is underneath your head. I like to do this. Turn it under one time so you have a little bit of a neck roll to fill in the space in your cervical curve. So get that going if that feels good. And then we'll take our arms out to the sides. Our shoulders are down away from our ears, and that's where we're starting. So relax. Surrender the weight of your arms, legs, and torso to gravity. Just let your breathing be soft and natural. Make sure that you're comfortable. It's hard to relax if you're not comfortable. Also, make sure that you're warm enough for the same reason. We're changing our position just slightly. So we're going to stretch our legs out so the knees are a little bit straighter and the legs are kind of in a V. So legs apart a bit, toes rolling out to the sides, and then come back to your relaxed position. Let our eyes open and we start to wiggle our toes and our fingers a little bit. Stretch your arms and legs out right where they are, and then let them relax. And do that once again. All right, and then bend your knees and roll to your sides so you're no longer reclining on your cushions, and then push yourself up. And then feel free to come back to sitting at the edge of your cushion. Let's come to a comfortable seated position. Relax your arms and your shoulders and sit up tall. So how do you feel now? I hope you feel like you got a little bit of massage, a little bit of relaxation, and lots of down regulation of your nervous system, which is the opposite of the feeling and the chemical relationship that we have with stress. So hopefully you feel the opposite of stress. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm DeDe, and until next